If you've ever been parked for the night and heard that knock, that unmistakable sound at 3 o'clock a.m., you already know how fast the peace can disappear. Flashlight in the window, someone telling you to move. It's the worst. That's why I put this together. These are the spots, strategies, and setups I use to sleep in my RV without ever getting the knock. No reservations, no stress, just real-world stealth parking that works. Let's get into it. The knock usually comes from either law enforcement, private security, or a concerned citizen. And honestly, it almost always happens for the same few reasons. You're either somewhere you're not supposed to be, you stood out too much, or someone nearby got uncomfortable and made a call. That's it. It's not personal, it's about visibility and perception. Cities and businesses are cracking down more than ever on overnight parking, especially with how popular van life and RV travel have gotten in the past few years. So when you're parked in a way that draws attention, maybe it's lights on inside, chairs out, leveling jacks down, or just a big, obvious rig in a quiet neighborhood, you're putting a target on yourself. People see that and assume you're camping, not just parking. That's a big distinction. Noise is another trigger. Slamming doors, generators humming, even loud conversations outside. Those can all get you noticed. And once someone sees you're inside that vehicle overnight, it only takes one phone call. A lot of businesses and apartment complexes now have security patrols that are trained to spot overnight dwellers. That's their job. There's also the legal side. Some cities have ordinances that flat out ban sleeping in vehicles overnight, even if you're parked legally. It varies from place to place, but in certain zones, especially tourist areas, beach towns, or downtown districts, your chances of getting knocked on are way higher, no matter how stealthy you are. So the key is to understand what triggers attention. Your job is to look like just another parked vehicle, something people walk past without a second glance. The more you blend in, the less likely anyone is to call it in. No noise, no light leaks, no signs of life. When you're stealth camping, you're not camping. You're just parking for a few hours of sleep. I've had maybe 1 or 2 knocks in all my years on the road, and both times I broke my own rules. Parked too early, left gear outside, picked a spot that didn't sit right but stayed anyway. Lesson learned. The good news? If you stay sharp, follow a few simple rules, and trust your gut, you can sleep soundly without any unwanted visitors tapping on your window in the middle of the night. Ready for the good stuff? Let's talk about where I actually park without getting hassled. All right, this is the meat of it, where I actually sleep in my RV without getting the knock. I'm not talking about fancy RV parks or apps that lead to packed spots. These are low-key places I've used across the country that work, as long as you stay respectful and stealthy. No one place is perfect forever, but these have stayed reliable for me over the years. First up, residential streets. I look for mixed-use neighborhoods, areas where houses, apartments, and small businesses all blend together. I watch for other cars clearly parked overnight and aim to blend in with them. No signs banning overnight parking? That's a green light. I arrive late, keep all lights off, and I'm out early. I never open doors or windows, and I always park like I belong. Industrial areas are another favorite. After business hours, these zones go quiet. You'll often find contractor trucks, box vans, and work rigs parked overnight. I slide in next to them. Avoid loading docks and entrances, but if the area feels safe, these can be great spots. One tip: if you see another van or RV parked nearby, it's usually a good sign the area's known and tolerated. You've also got truck stops. These are built for vehicles that stay overnight. I try to stay off to the side, near other RVs or semis if there's room. I always buy something inside, coffee, snacks, just to show I'm a customer. Keep your rig tight and quiet and you won't have problems. Next is casinos. Gold. Most are open 24/7, and many actually expect people to stay overnight. I look for designated oversized vehicle parking or just park where other RVs are. Curtains up, lights off, no noise. Security might drive past, but if you're low profile, they rarely care. Hospitals are another overlooked gem. They're busy at all hours, so one more vehicle doesn't raise eyebrows. I park in general visitor parking away from emergency entrances. It's not the quietest, but I've never been hassled at a hospital lot. Big box stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, and even Walmart still work in some places, though Walmart's hit or miss these days. I don't ask permission. I just park late, stay quiet, and leave early. I avoid the front of the store and stay near contractor trucks or garden centers. Finally, 24-hour businesses, pharmacies, gyms, diners. These are great because activity at all hours makes you less noticeable. If it looks like people come and go all night, that's a win. I'll usually pop in and grab something small, then park along the edge of the lot. The trick is to stay sharp, scout smart, and always have a backup. Not every spot works in every town, but these categories give me options no matter where I end up. There are a few types of places that almost guarantee trouble if you try to sleep overnight in your RV. First up, downtown areas and busy tourist zones. These spots are heavily patrolled, full of cameras, and often have strict ordinances against sleeping in vehicles. Even if you find parking, you're likely to get noticed or ticketed. Next, bars and nightclub areas. They might seem quiet during the day, but come nightfall, it gets loud, chaotic, and unpredictable. You don't want drunk people knocking on your rig or stumbling into it. Plus, police often watch these areas more closely for safety reasons. Avoid school zones, government buildings, and post offices. These spots are off limits, even after hours. Cameras and security patrols are common, and you'll get moved along fast. Same goes for private lots with clear signage. If it says, "No overnight parking," or "Customers only," just keep driving. Another risky option is parks and recreation areas, especially if they close at dusk. It might feel quiet and hidden, but once that gate locks or a ranger rolls through, you're busted. Even small-town parks can be strict about overnight use. Apartment complexes are hit or miss. If they have marked guest parking and you're respectful, maybe. But if it's a tight lot with assigned spaces, cameras, and towing signs, skip it. Residents notice unfamiliar rigs fast, and it only takes one complaint. Finally, steer clear of high-crime areas or places that just don't feel right. If the lighting is bad, the area feels sketchy, or you're seeing broken glass in parking spots, that's a sign to move on. Your safety comes first. Bottom line, if it feels too public, too patrolled, or just plain sketchy, it's not worth the risk. Stick to calm, overlooked spots where you can blend in and get some rest without drama. Your setup is half the battle when it comes to avoiding the knock. First and foremost, blackout curtains or shades are a must. No light bleed. I use Reflectix panels in every window, and they fit snug so nothing glows at night. Keep your rig clean and neutral looking. No stickers, flags, or flashy graphics. You want to look like a regular work van or road-weary traveler, not someone living full-time inside. Remove bike racks, storage bins, or rooftop cargo when possible. The more normal you look, the better. Silence is key. No music, no slamming doors, no opening and closing things once you're parked. If you need power, invest in lithium batteries and keep your inverter fan noise minimal. No generator, ever. That's the fastest way to get noticed. Don't open your doors or windows once you're parked for the night. Do all your setup beforehand. Lock everything up and stay inside. I also never leave anything outside. No chairs, no steps down, no trash. It should look like no one is in the vehicle. Red lighting inside is a trick I swear by. It gives you enough light to see, but doesn't show through cracks like white light does. It's low-key and perfect for stealth. And finally, keep your toilet setup internal. If you're stepping out at night to use a bush or a bottle, you're going to get caught eventually. Having a simple cassette toilet or bucket system keeps you self-contained and completely off the radar. In stealth camping, less is always more. The tighter your setup, the less attention you draw, and the better you sleep. My night routine, when stealth camping, is all about staying invisible, minimizing attention, and getting a solid night's rest without any surprises. I don't overthink it, but I do follow a pretty strict rhythm that keeps things smooth and low-key. First, I always scout my location during the day, either in person or using Google Maps and Street View. I'm looking for spots that are calm, overlooked, and have a few other vehicles already parked. I never roll into a place blind. If it's a new town, I'll usually have 2 or 3 backup locations picked out before sunset, just in case my first choice doesn't feel right. I try to arrive after dark, usually between 9:30 and 11 p.m. That way, I don't draw attention pulling in, and most businesses or residents are winding down. I do all my prep, cooking, brushing teeth, changing clothes, before I reach my final parking spot. Once I park, I don't open a door again until morning. When I pull in, I park like any other vehicle, head in, aligned with how other cars are sitting, and not too far from the curb. I never back into a spot unless that's how the lot is laid out. Once I'm parked, I kill all interior lights, throw up my Reflectix window covers, and drop the blackout curtain behind the cab. If it's a 24-hour business, I might duck inside to buy something small, water, gum, or a snack, just to be seen as a customer. Then I head back to the rig and settle in. No music, no talking, no movement. I'm basically a ghost. My lighting inside is red LED only, dimmed as low as it'll go. It gives me enough light to read or check a map, but it's invisible from the outside. I don't stream shows or make phone calls. This isn't lounging time. It's downtime. I use a simple fan for airflow, run off my lithium setup, and I crack a front window just slightly to keep fresh air moving. I don't use a roof fan when stealth camping because the noise and visible dome can attract attention. If nature calls, I've got a small cassette toilet tucked inside a bench. That way, I never have to step outside in the middle of the night. Again, once I'm parked, I don't leave the rig for anything. Everything I need is already inside. I'm usually asleep within 30 minutes. I don't use an alarm unless I'm somewhere sketchy or in a lot with posted time limits. But I still wake up early, usually by 6 o'clock a.m., and I'm gone by 6:30 at the latest. No breakfast, no stretching, no coffee outside. Just pack up the window covers, slide into the driver's seat, and roll out quiet and clean. The goal every night is simple. Don't get noticed, don't get disturbed, and leave no trace. It's worked for me for years, and once you find your rhythm, it becomes second nature. So that's how I do it. Where I park, what I avoid, how I set up, and the routine I follow every single night to sleep in my RV without ever getting the knock. It's not luck. It's just a system that works. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. If this helped you out, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical RV tips. Got a favorite stealth spot I didn't mention? Drop it in the comments. I read every one, and I'm always looking to add new places to my list. Stay safe, stay smart, and sleep easy out there. Catch you in the next one.